What's up, everyone? The new Tresh and Goblin event just dropped, and boy, is it fun to farm. And yeah, I really want to farm it, but I did promise everyone that I was gonna come out with the updated Vox Andariel Chain Lightning 220 attack speed build update. So, here we go. First things first, the equipment. The biggest change to the build is the removal of Tyrael's Might for Raiment of the Infinite. Raiment of the Infinite gives us so much more damage with plus 7 to Glass Cannon as well as 263 intelligence. You also gain plus 3 elemental attunement, which makes it easier to reset our ice armor, flame armor, and flame shield, sorry, not flame armor, and teleport, and 2 points to shocking impact, which is not that important. However, the teleport aspect on the bottom is very important. The reason why is it synergizes extremely well with Acial Conduit, Veer's Mastery, and Chain Lightning. When clearing trash mobs in the pit or even in the Infernal Hordes, you pull everything close to you and you'll just see the numbers skyrocket and see the HP bar just diminish, and you'll see the poison bar just get there. And once you see the poison is maxed out, you move on to the next group of mobs. It is so satisfying to see them die off screen, or like they're walking to you and they're just slowly dying. It feels so good that you just gotta wave hi to them as they die. That is super fun to do. Anyway, that's not a problem with me. Alright. Anyway, it's really fun to see that. Now, how do you fix the loss of damage reduction and maximum resistance? Because Raiment of the Infinite, although it is a powerhouse of an item, it makes you extremely squishy with the loss of this item. Now, before we get any deeper into this, let me just state that in my opinion, I find Tyrael's Might a little bit better for Infernal Hordes just because of the sheer number of mobs there are that will break your ice armor. Now, maybe if I had a better Fist of Fate, then that won't be an issue because they'll be CC'd in Infernal Hordes and they won't even damage me. But I got a really crappy one. Saying it as a spoiled child would say, even though I have a GA on lucky hit chance, which a lot of people are looking for, it's still not that great because I really need higher lucky hit on my random crowd control, and I want the 300% aspect on the bottom to increase all my damages outside of Andariel's poison. Really want this. I am dreaming to get it, and hopefully this goblin event will just magically spawn it for me, because we are getting a lot of distilled fear, and you know what, you might just get it as a random drop because I already got a pretty awesome temerity from it. Back to the build. Alright, how do we fix the damage reduction? Well, we're gonna fix that with our passives and our Paragon board. Let's start off with our passive skill. That's going to fix our maximum resistance issue. Sorcerers have this skill or passive called Potent Warding. We get ranks from this from our Telrash's Ring, which is really good synergy for the loss of Tyrael's Might. Which is why, in reality, sorcerers do not need Tyrael's Might to survive elemental damages, floor effects, that mob that makes like a fire explosions around itself that normally kills off other classes. We can just stand there and take the damage. However, we cannot take the fart bubble, the poison that farts and explodes. We cannot tank that, so we get killed by that. So avoid that. Potent warding will solve our maximum resistance issue as well as something in the Paragon board. Now, you get the extra point for potent warding from the removal of elemental attunement because you already get that from your raiment. It is now 21% chance rather than a 7% chance, which is awesome. And then you just put that point into potent warding. Another big change that we did previously, right? The build originally had teleport already. Then I changed it to lightning spear because of conjuration mastery. It gave us an additional, easily gave us an additional 20% damage, as well as 20% movement speed and 40% mana regeneration. However, teleport just does a better job at gathering mobs. It gives us 30% damage reduction, which helps out a lot. If you know Elias, that Elias fireball thing that keeps spawning in the pits, I freaking hate that clone. You can now tank it, right? Like one fireball. You can't tank all of it. You can't like stand near Elias and you'll be fine. But if you just click your teleport without moving your left stick or on mouse, just click teleport onto your boss, you can tank that fireball, one fireball damage, and you can just keep blasting. You don't need to like flame shield the fireball anymore. Although I still do it sometimes. Yeah, you can just use teleport. You also gain 30% movement speed for 30 seconds. That kinda helps out with the loss of Tyrael Smite movement speed, as well as getting a gap closer with teleport. Awesome skill for mobility. It'll get you out of trouble. It will get you out of that stupid wall that they make around you. Although, guys, I have found a way to make that wall work for me, and it just bursts anything that's inside the wall with you, and they get cooked like crispy. They're dead. Anyway, yeah, those are the main changes to the build. As you can see, you gain a lot of passive from Glass Cannon, but you do gain a lot more damage. You receive a lot more damage. And to compensate for that, we need to fix the loss of Tyrael Smite damage reduction. This does not solve that issue, although this helps quite a lot for big hitting moves from Desecrator, from Elias, or from any boss, right? So, how do we fix damage reduction? It's in the Paragon board. First things first, the Paragon board changed. The first board, we changed something here. We removed the two nodes here, and we got this one right here. The reason why we're getting this is we have to compensate for the loss of Tyrael Smite once again, because we lost our resistance to all elements cap. But we're getting it back by getting these two nodes right here. Where do you get the extra node from this? We will show you, or I will show you right now or in a little bit. In the static surge board, we did change this board from a dex board into an int board. Now the beauty with the static surge board and this build in particular, to change it to dex, all you have to do is remove this and put this, and it's a dex board. If you want to make it a int board, you just remove this and then put this, and it's an int board. It's the most flexible board that you have to play around with. And as you can see, the glyph that we chose to replace destruction is Enchanter. The reason why is you gain almost 80% increase to non-physical damage. That is big, guys. If you remember the previous update video when I changed the GA of Talrasha to non-physical, we gained about 20% increase to our poison ticks, or 15%. I remember saying it was about 550 to 560 without the GA on it, which gained me 80%. It was 550 per tick. It turned into 725 or 715, something around that, which is big. You basically get that upgrade again on top of that. You also gain maximum resistance to all elements. This synergizes really well with potent warding, and it will also help you with your biggest weakness of all, shadow resistance. As you can see here, shadow resistance is my weakest one. Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't help with that actually. My bad. It helps me with fire resistance. Fire resistance is my second weakest element that I have to face. Reason being, you cannot spam Flame Shield often, so you can't get the potent warding effect all the time. Uh, but you do, however, get that 5% from your Firebolt because it is the one that we're putting on our enchantment slot. And you get 5% as well for Ice Blades, which is our second enchantment slot. The biggest weakness of the build is shadow damage. Sorry, we're moving around a lot, but I gotta get this out of the way and it's really important. Shadow resistance is weak, and in the pits, the trash mobs that you have to look out for are the shadow ones, specifically the shadow cloned ones. Those are freaking annoying. I do not understand how the shadow clone has 2 or 3 times more damage than the original monster. That is not how Kagenoshi no Jutsu works. It's normally weaker than the original, right? But this game, it's stronger than the original, and it will freaking one-shot you, especially those mariner mobs. You know, the ones with the sailor with the big ass log that looks like Earthshaker from Dota 1 or Dota 2. Those things will one-shot you, so watch out for that. Try to burst them down, CC them, kill them as fast as possible, use your dodge, move around, don't get killed, don't waste your timers. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a rant because I did 100+ pit runs and I had to do before I changed the build. I tried to do it with my original. Oh man, it was so rage-inducing, but I got through it and I fixed the build and made it better. Now everyone can just profit off that, which is great. All right. Anyway, we changed this board to a int board and got enchanter. Next up, we are gonna move up to our enchantment master board. As you notice, we changed the routing from here because I noticed that I was wasting 2 nodes routing it this way rather than routing it this way. Now you save two nodes here, and you can just use that 1 node to get this one right here. Perfect. I forgot where I put the other node. I think I just put it somewhere else. Yeah, I put it here. All right. This one stays. We moved the exploit glyph here. It was somewhere else before. I think it was in the Burning Instinct board because this has. Where is it? Burning Instinct. Yeah, this has 30 or a little bit more dex in the original build. I had to change it. Yeah. We used to get this one to get more dex into this for more vulnerable damage. But we move exploit here because we don't need that much vulnerable because we gain so much int and so much glass cannon ranks to compensate, and it's actually way better. So yeah, exploit goes here. Speaking of the Burning Instinct board, we now have to get Safeguard. Safeguard is really strong. It gives us a little bit of armor, which is useless, but it gives us damage reduction to elites. This works on bosses as well. It works on shadow clones. It works on everything that has to do with a named monster, or yeah, the pit stuff and Infernal Horde stuff. Really big. This will help alleviate your Ethereal Smite. See? 16, you get 13% here, I think. You get 3.3, 6.6. So that's 19.6. And then you put Tactician onto this board, onto this glyph slot right here to gain 12% damage reduction from burning enemies. Then you get a little bonus 25 damage to burning enemies. That's not that big, but it's additive. It's okay. And then you still get the plus 25, right? From before, from the one up here. You used to get it here. All right. That is the Burning Instinct change. On this board, we did not change anything at all. We might have removed yeah, we did. We removed these ones right here and we used it somewhere else. This used to have nodes. I opted to remove it. All right. We moved Destruction over to this board right here because you don't need these nodes right there. So yeah, Destruction is still important to the build, although you do not base your damage off crit damage. You do get the 12% multiplier on the bottom to work on your Andariels. Now, this one, there are a lot of combinations you can do to the glyphs, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. This is the optimized one that I prefer. Destruction goes here, and up here you put Unleashed, so that you still get 22.5% vulnerable damage, as well as that extra 7.5 to cap out your cold damage as well. Here, you get it from here. So that is the Paragon change. Now let's get into the different glyph options or glyph configurations that you can do to mess around with the build a little bit further. This is just my optimum one for pit pushing and in general content. However, there is one big upgrade that I will do once I get I'm still bitter that my Fist of Fate is not better, but till I get my better Fist of Fate, this is the board that we're gonna run, alright? But when we get a better one, we are gonna change Enchanter into Destruction. We're putting it back here, making it into a dex board, and we are putting Control Glyph onto where Destruction is right now. The reason why is you gain 10% increased damage when they're slowed and chilled, and a whopping 20% when they're stunned and frozen. If you have a really strong Fist of Fate, your enemies are always going to be stunned or frozen or whatever. They'll always have CC, and you'll be able to stagger the boss so much faster. Because if you get a GA, it is actually 100% or 101% chance to apply a random effect whenever you lucky hit. And your skills are almost like 100% lucky hit, so anything you do will do crowd control on them. It will stagger the boss really fast, and you can benefit off the control glyph a little bit more than Enchanter. Now that I think about it, you might even just remove Destruction and keep Enchanter and put Control, but we'll get to that. We'll test that out once I get that Fist of Fate to drop from the goblins coping, or I find the drop that I sell, and then I can buy an awesome Fist of Fate, and we get the masterworking done perfect again. Whew. Boy. But yes, guys, the build is a lot stronger. I would say it is about 25% stronger. I might be exaggerating the numbers here for the clickbait, but not really. It is so much more comfortable clearing the pits. It is you can kill the boss a lot faster now. Hey, I almost killed Bramble in 8 minutes in 134, and Bramble has the insane amount of HP that it does now. They buffed the HP for some reason, and it takes forever to kill him. Yeah, I got one last tip for you guys. One last. If you are going to be running this build on Infernal Hordes, because it is a good substitute build if you do not have Tyrael's Might, right? Not everybody has the mythics. If you want to run this Raiment of the Infinite for Infernal Hordes and use my board, my biggest tip for you is to not use our Infinite Mana Elixir, which is Elixir of Resourcefulness. I'll just demonstrate it. If you use your skills, it's almost like a non-stop thing, right? If you pop your flame ice armor, it helps out even further. If you pop your ult and make conjurations, it's even better. If your frost bolts hit enemies, it's even better because your lucky hits give you 15% mana back, and you have 2 frost bolts doing it, so you have a chance to get 30 mana back, and it synergizes with your pants. So a lot of people are asking me how I do my infinite mana thing. That's how I do it, guys. And again, just to get this out of the way, let me show you something else. We are gonna remove we are gonna put this one. This one doesn't have the 94.5% core speed attack, and look how slow it is. I have a cap of attack speed, right? My attack speed is 100% attack speed, and it's slow. So people that are saying that, oh, you're just capping the buckets and you're wasting the stats, it's not. Look at how slow that is. Now look at this baby right here. That is so much faster. Again, we'll do it again. It's slow as hell. Alright, this is without the ult. I ulted a while ago. I'll do this again without the ult. It is so much faster. So guys, it really is 220% attack speed. It is not a clickbait, it is just fact. That's fast. Kinda wanna wait 20 seconds to show you guys with the ult that it even goes faster than that. We'll wait. Alright, it's about to go crazy. There you go. It is so much faster. Alright? It is a real 220% attack speed, guys. Alright. So I was saying, you do not want to run your infinite mana potion or elixir. You want to run your attack speed, because it actually goes even faster because you have that extra 5% to your core attack speed. I am not sure if it affects that or not. I might be wrong with this one. It's either 220 or 225, but you get 15% lucky hit chance, which is really beneficial to the build even more. But that is not the main reason why. The main reason why is our infinite mana potion reduces our resource cost reduction, meaning to say we spend less mana. To reset your flame shield, your ice armor, you need to spend mana. So honestly, you can have infinite mana without this potion right here, or this elixir right here. All you have to do is hit your lucky hits with your frost bolts or your ice blades, and you're gonna gain your mana back with your conjuration stuff. So honestly, this is only good for pit bossing. You ideally want to use this one for Infernal Hordes. The reason why is because you're gonna be so squishy with raiment. One hit on your ice armor, you won't be able to reset your ice armor. You're gonna have a harder time doing it if you have resourcefulness. So you have a shorter time to reset your ice armor is what I'm trying to get at. So if you're using resourcefulness, it's gonna take you longer. So yeah, that's the biggest tip that I can give you guys, as well as you're gonna gain more damage because you'll have higher lucky hit chance. That's the one you want to use. That's it, guys. That's the update to the video. I mean, the build, it is now 20 to 25% stronger, with a chance to still get stronger as the days go by. If I can get better gear on my Fist of Fate, Starless Sky, this one right here, maybe get cooldown reduction and cooldown reduction on my amulet. Boy, these dogs don't stop barking. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, liked it, then do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment below, let me know how to make the build better, and yeah, if you're having fun playing it, I'm happy for you. Vox Omnium is extremely underrated. It is super fun to play. My voice is gone from talking because I've been trying to make this video for the past hour and a half because I do not make a script. Let's go. Anyway, enjoy the game, guys. See you all on the next video. Peace.